NFL contracts hit hundreds of millions. Endorsement deals add millions more. Most players buy mansions, supercars, private jets, living the dream everyone expects. But some of the richest stars in the league choose differently. They drive beat-up vans, live in basements, wear fake jewelry, refuse to spend a single dollar of their NFL salary. These aren't struggling rookies. These are multimillionaires living like they're broke. Here's why. Rob Gronkowski never touched his salary. Rob Gronkowski, superstar tight end, three-time Super Bowl champion, party animal reputation, career earnings, over $70 million in NFL contracts alone. His spending from that $70 million? $0. Gronk made a decision early. Live entirely off endorsement money. Save every NFL paycheck. Why? Self-protection. As second-round pick, he never assumed football money lasted forever. Injuries and careers instantly, especially at tight end, one of the most physically punishing positions. So Gronk kept it simple. Used $50,000 agent bonus to buy his first car and pay rent. Lived with roommate, drove modest vehicles. Even as contracts grew, spending habits stayed the same. Gronk admits, wears same jeans and shoes until completely worn out. Won't buy new just because he can afford it. While teammates bought mansions and Lamborghinis, Gronk focused on keeping expenses low. Not deprivation, freedom. If career ended tomorrow, he'd be set for life. That mattered more than looking rich. By retirement, Gronk had saved the entire $70 million. Lived comfortably off Nike, endorsements, appearances. The strategy worked. Now he's worth over $90 million. Never stressed about money once. Kirk Cousins, the basement millionaire. Kirk Cousins, one of highest paid quarterbacks in NFL history. Career earnings, nearly $300 million, including massive $180 million deal with Atlanta Falcons in 2024. His lifestyle? Lives in his parents' basement. Not joking. For years during off-season, Cousins and his wife chose to live in his parents' basement in Michigan. Sometimes his wife's parents' basement in Georgia could easily afford any house in America. Chose basements instead. Why? Didn't want to pay rent when family offered free housing. His car choices equally shocking. Famously drove dented GMC Savannah passenger van, bought from his grandmother for $5,000. The van became symbol of his approach. Practical, reliable, completely uninterested in status symbols. He finally upgraded in 2022 to another van. New this time, but still a van. Cousins' philosophy simple. Avoid spending money on things that lose value quickly. Luxury cars, yachts, flashy toys, all depreciate immediately. Instead, invest in assets that appreciate. Real estate, stocks, long-term holdings. Only after ensuring strong financial position did Cousins buy lakefront property and build home. But the mentality never changed. Still drives practical vehicles. Still avoids unnecessary expenses. Despite $300 million career earnings, lives like cautious middle-class professional. Chad Johnson, the stadium resident. Chad Johnson, six-time Pro Bowler, one of most productive receivers of 2000s, career earnings nearly $49 million. His housing situation? Lived inside Cincinnati Bengals Stadium for 2 seasons. Yes, inside the stadium. Stadium had everything. Showers, cafeteria, couches, TVS, gaming systems. In Johnson's mind, paying rent made 0 cents. Even after moving out, lived with family members for years. Refused to buy luxury home. His jewelry, all fake. Proudly bought cubic zirconia from Claire's at the mall. Argued that under bright lights, nobody could tell difference anyway. Clothes, affordable brands. Bought look-alike sneakers instead of designer originals. Never felt pressure to dress like millionaire. Travel, chose budget airlines. Regularly flew Spirit as long as he got exit row seat. Food, preferred McDonald's. Childhood habit he never abandoned. To Johnson, spending more didn't mean enjoying life more. By living far below his means, he claims to have saved over 80% of career earnings. While teammates spent millions on houses, cars, jewelry, Johnson stashed nearly $40 million. The mentality, money saved is freedom earned. Marshawn Lynch, endorsement living. Marshawn Lynch, Super Bowl champion, multiple Pro Bowls, icon of his era, career earnings, close to $50 million in contracts, plus massive endorsements. His approach? Never touched football salary, lived entirely off endorsement money from Skittles, Nike, Pepsi, Microsoft, others. NFL paychecks went straight to savings and investments. By retirement, saved over $40 million from football alone. Despite wealth, Lynch's daily habits famously cheap. Friends joke he always looks for cheaper option when eating out, refuses overpriced meals, chooses most affordable item on menu. His cousin, rapper Mr. FAB, publicly described Lynch as someone who debates whether something costs $10 or $15. Cars drove modest vehicles, including older cars and Toyota Prius, once joked about driving Prius for Uber when bored. Instead of spending, Lynch invested, became co-owner of Seattle Kraken, invested in multiple sports teams, launched businesses, built long-term wealth extending far beyond football. His advice to younger players: take care of y'all's chicken. Stop trying to impress people who won't be around when money's gone. Growing up in Oakland, he saw how fast money disappears, how common for talented athletes to end up broke after retirement. His strategy prevented that completely. Jordy Nelson, the farmer millionaire. Jordy Nelson, Super Bowl champion with Green Bay Packers, one of most reliable receivers of his era. Career earnings, nearly $56 million over 11 years. His lifestyle, Kansas farmer. Nelson grew up in Riley County, Kansas, on family farm. Hard work wasn't optional, money treated with caution. That upbringing never left. While teammates vacationed during off-season, Nelson returned home to work 12-hour days on farm, drove combines, planted and harvested crops, helped manage cattle operation numbering thousands. Despite millions openly said, he identified more as farmer than football player. Instead of luxury homes and flashy toys, Nelson invested money into farmland, equipment, long-term assets tied to life he actually loved. His frugality showed even during season. Once admitted he was extremely cheap. On road trips, skipped dinners entirely to save per diem money. While teammates went out to eat, Nelson stayed in hotel, waited for team snacks, pocketed the cash. Saving money simply felt natural. Even property maintenance, Nelson refused to outsource work just because he could afford it. His father joked, despite having money, Jordy bought property filled with broken equipment and overgrown trees, fully planning to handle it himself. Hiring help wasn't his instinct. Doing the work was. Christian Wilkins, the substitute teacher. Christian Wilkins, first-round draft pick, defensive tackle earning millions per season. His reputation, legendary cheapskate. In college at Clemson, Wilkins rented cheapest apartment possible, $300 monthly. Spent as much time away from home as possible to save utility bills. Only showered at football facility. Brushed teeth there. Ate almost all meals there. Never bought clothes. Wore only team-issued gear. Didn't use credit cards. Stayed on family phone contract to avoid bills. Never got car. Biked everywhere or got rides from friends. By graduation, saved $15,000 just from being careful. Drafted in 2019, started earning nearly $4 million per season. Later had fifth-year option worth over $10 million. Nothing changed. Doesn't collect luxury cars, doesn't own massive mansions, doesn't chase designer brands. Spotted flying budget airlines like Frontier, choosing cost efficiency over comfort. Still sneaks food into movie theaters to save few bucks. At restaurants, still uses trick to get free lemonade. Order free water and lemon slices. Squeeze lemon into water, mix with free sugar packet. Free lemonade. Wilkins grew up in Springfield, Massachusetts. Youngest of 8 children in lower-income household. Money never abundant. That reality taught him to appreciate every dollar. Even with millions in bank, the mindset remains. Subscribe for more NFL lifestyle breakdowns. Turn on notifications. Question for the comments. Which player's money-saving strategy impressed you most? The basement living, the stadium resident, or the fake jewelry? Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.